Welcome back, fellow travelers, to the vinyl frontier. Today, we're strapping on our well, all right. And here we go. Welcome back, fellow travelers, to the vinyl frontier. Today, we are strapping on our bell bottoms, we are dimming the lights, and we're traveling back to 1968, a time when rock bands believed the true measure of their artistry was how long they could hold a single note, specifically on an organ. We are diving into the deep end with Iron Butterfly's In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the 17-minute epic, albeit derived from a mistake and a misheard lyric. Now, let's be honest. This whole album is known for one track, the 17-minute epic that I just mentioned. And it could make an argument, however, that this particular song inadvertently helped invent both heavy metal, stoner rock, and more or less inspire every single garage band jam session for the next 50 years. Iron Butterfly was a good, hard-rocking, psychedelic band from San Diego. But their first album didn't really do a whole lot. They needed a breakthrough. They needed a hit. The band, specifically vocalist and keyboardist Doug Engel, wrote a song called In the Garden of Eden, according to rock legend anyway. And of course, we all know there's always legends. Engel was recording a demo of the track late one night after consuming a little bit of something and a whole lot of wine. When producer Don Castle came in and asked what the song was about, Engel famously slurred in his response. Instead of In the Garden of Eden, what Castle heard and what the world forever remembers was In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. The band loved the sound of the slurred title, and a piece of cultural history was accidentally born. The album version of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida wasn't supposed to be 17 minutes long. The band was recording the track for producer Jim Hilton, and they were just doing a sound check to get the levels right and to kind of just get the feel for the room. Hilton pressed record, left the room, and the band just kept playing. They kept jamming, hitting every extended solo, every dramatic organ swell, and every thunderous fill that they could think of. When Hilton came back and heard what they had, nearly an 18-minute track, he was furious. He was ready to scrap the whole ordeal, but the band insisted on the take. They cut it directly to the master and sent it off. On a side note, this song single-handedly introduced the world to the epic, multi-minute, completely uninterrupted drum solo as the first one in history, at least in album format anyway, courtesy of one Ron Bushy. It's the most famous drum solo recorded while the band patiently waited for their return cue. Anyway, the record label, Atco, wanted to market the 4-minute single edit of the tune, which also charted successfully, by the way. But college radio stations started spinning the entire 17-minute track because that's just what happens when you give college students a nearly 20-minute rock epic in the 60s. The album became a phenomenon. It wasn't just a gold record. It went multi-platinum, eventually becoming the first album to be certified platinum by the RIAA, which introduced the award in 1976. It stayed on the Billboard charts for over 2 years. And remember, that was driven by a song that started off as a drunken mistake. Besides the monolith of the title track, the rest of the album, though more often than not forgotten, is solid 60s psychedelic rock. You've got tracks like Are You Happy? And the Iron Butterfly theme. And any one of them are certified good jams for the era. And honestly, great in their own right. But to be honest, nobody was buying this record for the B-sides. That's just a given. So if you want a solid piece of rock history, the defining sound of the 60s extended jam, a sonic exploration of what happens when you combine organ, bass, and way too much time to put this on, just be sure you have at least 17 minutes to spare. Well, that's it for this episode and this psychedelic journey. Just out of curiosity, what are some of your all's favorite endless drum solos? It could be on an album outright, or a live recording, or something that you've seen in person in concert. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what other marathon long form tracks we should tackle. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button, and remember, keep those records spinning and stay heavy.